I'm spitting hymns, synonyms, open gyms, never miss the rim. These pockets fat, but moving like they slim. I got a big heart, little Tim. You have to understand I'm him. The boy is him. Yeah, the boy is him. I ain't traffic, way I'm moving, pushing whips just like a pimp, rock and roll life. Even bands cannot make me flip. I'm sticking to the script as I'm trying.
Hey, my boy, welcome to the fucking show, my friend. Welcome to the show, bro.
Thank you for having me, bro.
Man, you've had a fucking good week.
Shit, I don't know, man. There's so many things going on in my life right now. It's just like go mode at all times. And yeah, just trying to retain sanity is like the goal, you know.
Yeah. Hey.
There's flying colors everywhere, and I'm just trying to like interpret it all while like doing my best and like making the best impression with everybody, you know. But you can only do so much. You know?
Hey, not everybody's gonna like you. Not everybody's gonna hate you. If nobody hates you, you're doing something wrong, and if everybody loves you, you ain't saying enough. Yeah. So, okay. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna have to play that back to really interpret all that.
That's just real though. If nobody hates you, they don't know you. Because there's so many opposites in the world. There's so many people that are opposite of you in every way. Yeah. There's so many people of you that have disagreements. If everybody loves you, they don't know anything about you. Yeah. Because we can't all be friends. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that, and we can't like the whole of somebody.
Yeah.
You know, there's always something that we're gonna have a gripe about.
Absolutely. And also it's like sometimes you do people wrong, you don't even mean it. People take shit the wrong way. It's just there's nothing you can really do to like control the world. Sometimes it's out of your control, and people get their feelings hurt over stuff that wasn't even that wasn't your fault. You weren't trying to do that. Yeah. You know, it's out of your control.
Catch strays.
Yeah. Control what you could control, bro, and keep moving forward. That's all you could do.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. Because there are things in our power. You know, we just have to recognize which of the things that are pressing us are within our power, you know, and then actually taking action on it.
So I open the show up the same way with every interview I've had so far since moving here. I'm going to hit you with the same question. Who are you?
Who am I? Blakuboy is a creative that's interested in discovering other creatives. You know, I'm just all about embracing everybody, you know, because maybe there's something I don't understand today, but in 3 months, 6 months, I'll finally see through what somebody has been putting out, and now I'm all about it, you know. But yeah, just like recognizing in my younger years where like there's famous artists that are underground and then they shift to mainstream.
Yeah,
it's just like I wasn't rocking with them because I had some sort of resentment for one thing or another, but they had quality stuff, and I knew that from the jump.
Hey, I will say, open-mindedness is not common, and I think that I have a lot of respect for you for having that thought process, and it's something that I've been trying to work on a lot as I've grown older. Because, you know, when you're a kid and you move with confidence, like you kind of feel like your shit doesn't stink, and like I've been trying hard to like hold myself accountable, but also give myself grace. You know?
Grace is major. We all need grace.
Yeah.
Especially right now. Like, there's so many fucked up things happening in the world. And we just, like, especially with us being in a capitalistic society, you know, like, everything that we do has to be money motivated at this point. You know, it's just like,
for the most part, yeah.
We never give ourselves the room to breathe and be like, hey, I'm actually doing pretty good, you know?
Absolutely.
Like I have a roof over my head. Everything's paid and I still have $200. Like,
it could be worse.
It definitely could, but we don't give ourselves that grace because of the pressures of not only the economy, but like just a culmination of things, you know.
100%. I told Grief of this. I said that my favorite quote in history is that you cannot feel both. It's in the Bible. You cannot feel both anxiety and gratitude simultaneously.
I just heard that one. Yeah.
Yeah. And if you look at neurology, they talk about how literally in the brain, the same receptor that's responsible for being gratuitous or thankful is also responsible for the reason you get panic attacks and anxiety. So the more grateful you are and the more you every day verbally are like, man, thank God I didn't wake up without an arm or a leg. Thank God I woke up and all my body parts were there. Thank God I woke up and I could breathe and see and smell and taste. You know what I'm saying? And the more you have that, the more comfortable you're going to be in conflict because you know who you are and you're thankful for who you are and you don't take away from what that is.
Yeah. No, I agree. I mean, heavily. Just like within the past year alone, like just taking the time to self-reflect and actually self-reflect in a positive lens. You know, that's a hard thing to do. You know, because I mean, I journal, I write shit down. You know, that's the best way for me to like talk to myself. But just writing it out, and when I started, I would just say all the negative shit and put myself down, and I would never read it back. I still don't. You know, I haven't been writing as much recently, but I would never read it back. But I'd still put down negative shit, and that's like in my subconscious. Like,
so do you feel like when you journal, like writing it down kind of gives you the opportunity to get shit off your chest?
you know, it could go either way because you know, like you write it down to let it go, but then if you write something down that just like resonates with you, you really you never let that idea go. You know, that shit's just persisting in your mind, and especially if it's something that goes like unresolved. You know, like
That makes
something
sense.
that's like actively pressing you. Like it's just gonna get written down. You're gonna say something negative about the situation or yourself, and then you're never gonna find that resolution. You know, and that's like again back to grace. Like you have to give yourself grace and like identify where you've actually like made an achievement, where you've actually like overcame a struggle for the day.
Yeah.
You know, because overcoming for the one day can really set the trajectory for the next 5 years.
I agree.
You know, like one setback will never determine your whole
It's
outlook.
it's all about how you respond to when it doesn't go right.
Yeah, you're so right. Like, there's this one lecture that I heard at work when I had started at my day job, and it was talking about responding over reacting,
Mhm.
and that really resonated with me. You know, like that stuck with me because I'm a very like impulsive individual. I'm a very like, I mean, if things can influence me, I'm letting it happen. You know, like, and it's just more recently that I've started shifting that mentality. But fuck, I lost my train of thought.
You're good. You were talking about if you like you're very impulsive and you've been learning to respond instead
Yes,
of react.
respond over react. And so the whole premise of responding over reacting is it's literally one action, and it's taking a deep breath to take the 3 to 5 seconds to understand what just happened to you,
Yeah.
regardless of what went down.
Before you react.
Exactly. Before
Yeah.
you blow up and make a scene.
It's important.
You know, you just like that's so Raven. You fucking flash into another scene, and you play everything out
It's true.
in many scenarios. And like, how can this go down?
Hey, I want to say one thing. Bruce Lee used to speak about be careful what you say out loud about yourself because they call it spelling for a reason. Because
Mhm.
you're casting a spell on your mind when you speak, and you're casting a spell on other people when you speak.
Mhm.
Spelling, right? And if you say, I'm an impulsive individual, and you identify with that, you make impulsive decisions.
Certainly, yeah.
But if you start considering every day, you just to have that line of thought process means you're not as impulsive as you think you are. Because impulsivity, true impulsivity, people don't realize it. They don't know they're that impulsive. They're not that introspective. They don't think about their actions. They just act. And for you to have that maturity, to have that line of thought of, I wish I thought differently in this way. I wish I responded instead of reacted. That tells me that you're looking to grow. So
every day.
don't tell yourself that you're impulsive. Tell yourself, yo, bro, like I'm getting better day by day. I'm gonna be
this
great.
all cycles back to the journaling, right?
Yeah.
And like what you put down, what word you actually write down, right? what words you write down, then scratch, then continue to write out a different train of thought, right? Like writing is the most authentic medium to getting down to what is really bothering you, because you're never going to write it if you don't actually mean it,
Yeah.
you know, or if you don't feel that way to some degree.
So, how long have you been making music for?
Shit. Producing since probably like the end of 2018. Actually, like making tracks. I probably started that in like the end of 2019.
Okay.
The early 2020. And I didn't put out my first
So was
project or like my first song until 21.
Was your like journey kind of going from that journaling process to like, shit, bro, I've got some real shit to say, and then it was like you know, I just want to make something that's.
I mean, no, it's actually inverted. I mean, it's just, it's so weird, man. Like my whole life I was told like who I was to be,
Yeah.
and I followed that because I trusted the people that gave me that direction, you know. But those people never took the time to consider what I actually liked, you know. So they were giving me a trajectory off of somebody else's interests
And expectations.
and everything, their whole lifestyle, and that's not the life I live. You know, I'm not a technically driven individual. I don't care about engineering, and I don't care about computer science. You know, like these things are just like too intricate for me to like actually want to pursue.
Just not what you're made for.
To each their own, you know.
Yeah.
You know, and I tried my hand, you know, but I wasn't cut out for that.
Yeah, but that's not a bad thing. Being like you know, I feel like you were trying to explain it to me like it was like I was gonna look at you different for you saying it's not who you are.
No. I mean, I respect everybody and their.
Yeah, but it's not for you, and that's okay.
Yeah, for sure. But back to the point, like I didn't start journaling till after I was writing music, which is like kind of odd. But I think I started writing because I felt like I had something contained that I really needed to get out, you know. And so that's why like my first project is really a lot of like just like introspective, like looking inward and just really like cutting into the things that are like pressing me, you know, because I mean, I feel like music should always speak to you, speak to the people that you're trying to put out for.
Yeah.
And really like just push a message of like continuation.
Yeah.
It doesn't even have to be like optimism.
That
like,
makes sense.
It just has to be like there's something more after this.
That makes sense. Like almost like the end of a show leaves you on a cliffhanger. Like it's something that needs to build to more.
I don't necessarily like cliffhangers because like in
not necessarily a cliffhanger, but it's like the same energy. Like it's like you want to see the next episode. You can see there's more to this.
It's in the same vein, but not necessarily because cliffhangers like piss me off. They generally piss me off. Like because it leaves you speculating. You know, like I don't ever want people to speculate like how they resonate with my music. You know, I want them to be certain in how they resonate with the message that I'm bringing. You know, but yeah, I mean, not necessarily cliffhanger, but in the same.
Yeah, like
vein.
yeah, I see what you're saying.
Oh.
Have you like for me when it comes to making music, I had this like weird epiphany when I realized that like you don't need to tell your truth, you just need to tell the truth. Like and like sometimes I got caught up in making a song that was so intricate to what I've gone through that it wasn't relatable enough or understandable enough to somebody that wasn't in my social circle. So I adjusted my music to be like almost talking from the listener's perspective instead of my perspective. And it's like, okay, this happened with this girl, and it's not like what happened, but it's something similar to the emotion I would have felt if that's what happened. So I talk about it like that's what happened in the song. And then I realize when people listen to the song, they're like, okay, what happened that he's talking about, they think it might have happened to me. But now they're thinking, holy shit, that happens all the time. That happened to me. That happened to my friend. That happened to my brother. So I was writing music in a way that was more relatable to somebody that didn't know me.
Mhm.
And that's when I felt like I hit my sweet spot. Like when I was in that spot of like, okay, now the message in the song is more clear because everybody's gone through something similar rather than rapping about something that's so intricate and clear to like what I've gone through that it goes over people's heads.
Yeah. I definitely think there's a capacity for both, right? And it's a spectrum. Like it's a continuous, like there's no this or that, black or white. There's definitely room for both. And there's definitely room to consider both, you know, like being mass appeal and being niche, you know, and I think that's like one thing I came across with one of my projects, and as of late, you know, I made the song called Move, and when I first made it, I made it like ass crack at 3 a.m, you know, like on a work night, but it's just like I started out the song with the premise of it being a club banger, you know, so the song says move bitch, I need to see you move, you know, and it's like shaking ass and she's showing boobs. Then my mom opens the door and she's like, I don't want to hear that shit. You know, so I had to go back to the drawing board. And it's like, okay, how can I make this appealing to somebody within my mom's demographic, you know?
Yeah.
And it's like, I really want to see this sound through, but I'm already having pushback before I even get on stage with it, you know? So it's like, okay, where do I go from here? Where can I, like you said, where can I meet you in the middle? You know, so it's like, okay, let's make this a song of endearment instead of a song of attraction, you know? So now instead of move big, it's move baby. I need to see you move, you know? And it's inspirational, and it's every move you make inspires me and moves me in a positive manner, you know? So
that's
it's
super
like,
cool.
you know, so
and
there's capacity for having to go back and reframe and redo. You know, I'm grateful because that's more room to improve. You know,
Absolutely. I'm wondering, like, okay, let me know what you think about this. I feel like the old generation's music, like all the adults that are in your life, like you know, moms, aunts, uncles, all this.
Give me an age range because I got a lot.
35 to 52.
Wow.
You're
just
like that.
Everybody.
Yeah, 35 to 52. Like if in that range of people, they understand music, but what they don't like, the capacity is like, I feel like in hip hop music, I've hypothesized that like a lot of it is just first reaction to something with no filter. Like when you're like, I see a bad bitch shaking ass, I'm finna get it. You know, that's the wildest thought. Like you're just like, that bitch is bad as fuck. I'm finna get it, right?
Is that what you're?
Right, yeah. And also kind of like the writing perspective. Like if I'm freestyling, it's literally the first thought that came to my head, unedited, right?
Uncut. Yeah.
And when you're writing a song, you have that opportunity to go back and like, okay, I don't want to say it like this. This sounds corny. I don't want to say it like this because this sounds crazy. But when you're freestyling, that to get taken away. So it's almost like you get more respect when you freestyle and say something wild than when you write and say something wild. And for me in hip hop, I've come to the realization, same with comedy, that the reason people give it respect is it's that unedited first reaction of human expression. That's why hip hop is number one right now, because young people identify with honesty. And their whole lives they've been lied to. They've been told that everything in school is going to make them a fucking millionaire. They've been told that if you go to school, get straight A's, get to college, finish college, you're going to be a millionaire in the job that you get. But let's be real, that's a false narrative. 41% of people don't graduate. 77% of people that go to college don't end up using the degree that they get. So they lie to you. Yeah. And if you're being lied to the whole time, the only thing that's going to fix that is honesty. Honesty is what's going to motivate the next generation. And when you hear these rappers that are like, I'm sipping lean and I'm fucking a bitch and you already know that she fine. Everyone's like, motherfucker, he's talking about sipping lean and fucking a bitch and this and that. Okay, yeah, but why the fuck would he lie if that's his lifestyle? Like if he's saying the wildest shit, but that's what he did on a Friday night last week, who are you to judge him? That you wish you did that shit on Friday night, you motherfucker. Like you were. What did you do Friday night? You laid in your bed and rotted and doom scrolled Instagram for 4 hours and then watched a Netflix movie with the ugly 3 from down the street.
Not the 3.
You know what I'm saying? Like Like, I genuinely believe the reason hip hop and comedy are admired in the way they are, especially in this town, is it's the identity of human expression with no edit.
Yeah. I mean, that only goes so far, right? Because, I mean, once you get down to actually, like, promoting your shit, it gets edited, you know? And, I mean, even if it's not edited, people go in with scripts.
Yeah.
Like, a plan.
But even if you have a
and
written
persona,
script,
you
even
know?
if you have a written script, though, and even if you have a persona, who came up with it?
I mean, yourself, for sure.
So
Yeah.
it's like, at least part of you, that's you.
Yeah.
And you can, you know the old saying, you can tell the same lie so much you start to believe it.
I've never heard of it.
So it's like, people will lie and tell the same story so often that they'll convince themselves that this lie actually happened.
Yeah.
They'll be like, yo, bro, I met the guy that played Superman. And they'll tell that story in 5th grade. And their friends will be like, no way. Oh my God, you met the guy that played Superman? That's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
And they'll tell that story at 33 when they told it at 5 or 10 years old. And then at this point, they actually believe in their mind that it really happened. And it's like, then it's like, okay, are you this person that is a liar? Or are you delusional to the point where you think that this new characteristic that you have of like a story and like this persona that you put on, is that actually who you are now?
I think there's a big differentiation between lying to yourself and others and being delusional.
Yeah.
I think delusion is more of like the optimism and like the faith that you can become something that you envision.
Yeah.
But it's not necessarily lying, right? Because you're like,
Well, yeah, that's
you're
true.
hoping that you get there.
Yeah, but delusion is a spectrum. You could be delusional. If you were like, yo, I'm better than Michael Jordan at basketball, that's delusional.
Mm-hmm.
But if you say, I'm going to be a millionaire and I call you delusional and it takes you 10 years, but you become a millionaire, you weren't fucking delusional. But for 9.5 years, were you considered delusional? You know what I'm saying?
Sure, yeah.
But like,
it
I
goes
don't
back
care.
to the
You know what I'm saying?
spectrum,
But I
right?
don't care how fucking old you are or what you accomplish. If you're like, I could beat Michael Jordan in basketball in his prime, I'm going to look at you and call you fucking delusional. Like, there's no amount of talent you could show me that I'm going to believe you. I'm not going to be like, you know what I mean? That's delusion. Like, and it could be in the smallest and the biggest of ways. When someone tells the same lie 47 times to different people, 25 of those times it was a lie. But when they got to that 26th time, they were like, they actually remembered the story they told and they think that shit really happened. That's delusion. Like, they're like, oh shit, like they convinced themselves. They lied so well, they convinced themselves that's what happened.
So I guess with that being said, we're in two different like realms of delusion, because you're considering delusion in the terms of like past tense
Yeah.
and like what has been done and has been said,
Yeah.
you know. But I'm looking more.
No, I'm just even saying state of mind. Like, it's not delusional to say you can be great. You know what I'm saying? And
Okay.
like, and have high hopes and to hope that you're going to get to where you want to be.
Yeah.
And it's almost manifestation. It's almost manifestation. You know, you can make that shit happen. But manifestation has nothing to do with delusion. It's all about self-belief.
Yeah.
Delusional is believing something happened that didn't even happen, or saying something that could happen that could never happen.
I guess my interpretation
Yeah.
of delusion is a little skewed.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
you could literally be delusional and be like, I could fly, and then jump off the roof and hurt yourself because you can't fucking fly.
Yeah.
That's equally as delusional as someone that says 9 + 10 is 24. You know what I mean? Like,
21. It's 21.
I almost went there, but I didn't want to. So I was like, I pivoted last second.
You know, I'm the age range. That shit landed with me.
That's fair.
But it's whatever.
Hey, it triggered in your head and I didn't even say it.
Yeah. No, I'm
You know
telling
what I'm
you,
saying?
that
Like-
minor is something special, bro. But I'm not that old.
Bro, we're a year apart.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not, we went through the same shit, bro. We were in COVID at the same time. You probably graduated 1 year earlier than me. What,
You didn't get a graduation?
You graduated 2020?
2019.
I graduated 2021. So my shit was,
Oh, okay.
I had a virtual.
You're a late bloomer then.
Yeah, I had
that's right.
I had a virtual graduation and then a real life graduation after. And I gave a speech at my first IRL graduation. Everybody had masks on in the crowd, and I took my mask off to give my speech.
You said, fucking mask off, future.
Well, I had a teacher that like really changed my perspective on my worldview and really
Wow,
and
in high
like
school.
yeah,
Yeah.
my junior year of high school I met him. So I went to public school for freshman, sophomore, and half a junior year, and then I auditioned to get into a private school called Fusion Academy.
You have to audition for that shit?
Well, it's like it's like an interview,
Oh,
like
okay. That
because
makes
you
more
have to be
sense.
compatible for the school because it's like it's a one-on-one school. So there's less than 100 people in the whole school.
I'm full public, bro. I can't relate.
Oh no,
Carry on.
it's not about relating. I'm just telling you that this is what happened to me. And for me, when I was in high school and public school, I was selling drugs, ditching class, and getting A's in class.
Yeah.
So my mom was like, "This motherfucker's failing and succeeding at the same time. Like, what the fuck is this?" You know. And I literally told her, I was like, "Mom, this shit's easy. The teachers suck. Why would I go to their boring ass class if I could teach the class better than them at 14, 15 years old?" And I was getting straight A's. Like she couldn't talk shit. I was an 100% student in 8 out of my 9 classes. How the fuck could you even be mad?
Yeah.
I would go to class twice a week, each class. Like I would map it out. So I'd go twice a week because I knew the math of how many days I needed to be there to graduate.
Yeah.
So I would just ditch so
You're
much.
that guy.
I would ditch so
Put
much.
more effort into
But-
figuring out
but-
how much you can miss.
No, so
rather
then
than
but I was a straight A student.
Hey, I'm
And I
I'm
would-
not putting
yeah,
that against
yeah.
you. I'm just
So
saying you
I would
never
miss.
fucking
So this is
showed
what I
up.
would do. I would go to the library and I would work on homework.
Yeah.
And I would have no homework every day. And my mom would be like, "How do you have no homework?" I'm like, "Check the grade book. I did the homework." And then you'd see the grade book and 50 assignments in a row were 100% because I did the homework.
During
You
class
know?
time.
Yeah. And then they'd be like, "Oh, you had this many missing days." I'm like, "Mom, trust me, I'm still going to graduate. Trust me, I'm still going to graduate." Like she didn't believe me, but I was like, "It's going to be fine. Like we're good." And then sometimes the grade would drop because I'd have like a missing assignment because I wasn't there. And then I'd pull up, they'd give it to me, I'd get it done and be like, "So sorry, like my bad, here it is." And they'd be like, "Oh, you got 100% on it anyway." And they'd fix it in the grade book and it'd go back up. So I'd have constant arguments because it'd go from like 77% with a 50-point missing assignment. And then it'd go to 99% or 80, 99 or 92%, whatever. And I was like, "All right, it's good now." So my mom was like, "Yeah, he's not succeeding here." So she was Googling like places I could go that maybe I could learn more and like be challenged more. So when I tried out for this school called Fusion, the whole school is based upon what you want to do in the future. Yeah. So I learned about real estate. I learned about taxes. I learned about like music. I took a whole music class, like 1 hour every day in that. And the way the school worked is you would have 4 classes, and for every class you'd have a study hall to get your homework done for that class. Yeah. So you'd have an hour of homework from every class. Yeah. And so if in an 8-hour day, you'd take 4 classes. So I was like, okay, that's super sick. So I would take my 4 classes, and I already had all my credits. I was, like I said, I did good in school. So I already had all my credits. I was good. So it was just my second half of my junior year and my senior year. Easiest shit I ever did. I loved it. And it changed my whole mentality and perspective. And I didn't even get into hip hop music until I switched into that school. Yeah. So once that happened, I was like, damn, like I'm a different person now from this. Yeah. And
was it just you and your
mom? I'm the oldest of 5.
Okay.
So my parents are divorced, and I got 2 half siblings, and then I have 2, like my mom and dad created 3 kids, you know. Yeah. So
your half siblings are older?
Younger. Yeah. So I'm the oldest of 5. Yeah. I've got a 17-year-old brother, a 22-year-old sister, a 6-year-old sister, and 6-year-old sister and a 12-year-old brother, and he's gonna be 13 in a couple months.
Damn.
Yeah.
A lot of heads.
Oh yeah. But I love it. And because of that, that's why I want to have such a big family in the future, because I loved it. Like the experiences I've had with that have been awesome.
Well, that's a lot of personalities to deal with.
It really is. Yeah. But we're scattered all around the globe now. My brother's in Chicago, my sister's in Florida, I'm in Texas, and my other 2 brothers and sisters are in West Chicago.
So 3 in Chicago.
Yeah, but they're in different cities.
Yeah. It's a big city.
Yeah.
For real.
So it's like a completely different lifestyle.
Yeah.
One's in like the beautiful suburbs, and one's in like the opposite side of like the unrestricted suburbs. Like that's a completely different like
lifestyle.
Yeah. One has people every block, little kids on every block, and one has one neighbor that's under 20 in a 2-mile radius and 3 acres of land in the backyard. Like it's, you know what I'm saying? Like that's a different fucking thing.
Never mind.
So it's
Shit.
Yeah. It's cool though. Like I love it. Like I've got a good relationship with both my parents and my dad's new wife. Like I got a good relationship with
That's
her too.
good that you're like tapped in with the. You're still tapped in with everybody in
Yeah.
the family.
You gotta be, but at the same time, when you have a huge family, it's hard to be everywhere.
Oh, for sure.
So it's like
Especially when it comes down to aunts and uncles, you know.
sometimes I feel bad because I'm like, they like or like I'll have a good relationship with them when I see them, but I'm like, I haven't called you in this many like months or days, and I'm like, I'd like to just call people, but at the same time, I feel weird if I haven't called you in that long to just randomly pick up the phone.
Nah, I mean, I got some family that I don't even level with, to be honest. You know, but
Oh, me too. But I'm saying the people that I see at every holiday, every birthday, every Thanksgiving, you know, whatever, and then I never fucking call them during the year. Sometimes I feel like I should just pick up the phone.
I mean, it's all circumstantial, right?
Yeah.
Like,
I think I'm going to. I think I got an aunt. I think I got an
don't
aunt.
start making promises.
Nah,
now.
I think I got a not weekly or anything, but I think I've got like an aunt, an uncle, a cousin that I have a good relationship with that I just don't talk to very much.
That's the thing. Like, as far as like age goes, I'm the odd one out, so I don't like resonate with any of my family members.
What's the age difference?
I mean, closest is like 4 years, and that's my cousin.
Yeah.
She's older, or she's younger. I'm older, so it's like I can't relate to her because she's still a shithead, you know. And I can't give her direction either because she don't want to hear it.
Nah.
You know, so it's like I can't fuck with her
unless she asks for it.
But then my next, like, she's my second cousin. My next, like, closest cousin's like 6 years old.
You got siblings?
I got 3 siblings.
Okay, are you the
Yeah.
oldest or youngest?
Youngest. Yeah,
Okay.
so I got one blood brother and then 2 half sisters. Yeah, so it's cool, but again, I don't talk to my sisters because they're already 40 plus, like living their lives with their husbands.
That's fair.
They have
Hey,
no capacity to be like not alone, like let alone hanging out with me, but like just like I mean we don't connect on any level, and it's like
sometimes though,
crazy
like
to think.
sometimes not connecting with somebody though is good though. Like sometimes it's like when you do have those conversations and there is those level of like no one's trying to be above the other person and it's just like a genuine conversation. That's when you actually have the opportunity to learn. Like if you take ego out of it and you take like, oh, I'm trying to teach this person or this person's trying to teach you or whatever, and y'all both take that out and you'll have those random ass conversations. Sometimes you really do get that opportunity to learn from each other.
Yeah. No, I mean those are the best conversations, right? Like
Yeah.
where you just like put yourself aside and you just take the time to listen about like unrelated to you, like what should be going down, you know, and then apply it to yourself. You know, not necessarily like, oh, they're talking about this because it pertains to me and I'm the issue or I'm the spotlight. Like, it doesn't always have to be like that. You know, and then ego just fucking throws a wrench in everything. You know, so at any point in my life, like I just try to like take my ego and put that shit aside because I'm no better than anybody
I have a
else.
song called that. Ego to the side.
It's necessary, bro. It's necessary because everybody needs to listen to what they're doing wrong and how they're like impacting others. Whether it's like slightly positive, heavily negative, like you just have to recognize like how you're actually like how your movement is affecting others. Because,
I agree.
Because we all make waves. Life is not a void. We don't live in a vacuum. You know, we live in give and take. So it's like every day you wake up, what are you giving? You know, you recognize everything that you take. We all do. You know, we get pissed off when somebody fucking rubs us the wrong way. It's gonna happen, but we don't always recognize like, oh, I was extra kind to this person like out of like habit, and that really impacted them. You know,
It's true.
or I was heavily negative because I'm going through this with somebody else, and I was treating somebody like shit, and that just ruined their whole day.
That's definitely true.
You know, and I mean, I go through that on the daily. You know, like people treat me like shit because my line of business is like people oriented. So I'm in front of people all day, and I gotta like hear their bullshit. You know, and sympathize with them. You know, like to some capacity, like making at least I'm listening to them. You know, but yeah, man, I just go through it daily, like just people brushing off their problems onto others without even recognizing it. You know, and that's something that I try, like in my day to day, like I just try to recognize that my problem is not everybody else's problem. Put your bullshit aside. Treat others
Yeah.
with the respect.
What I
as-
can't comprehend is there's some people in this world that have the capability of having a problem in their mind and just suppressing it. Because like if I have a conflict that's in my mind that I'm thinking
I
about,
don't think that's achievable.
there's some people that do though.
It's
No,
not. It's just.
They don't-
It's just like
they push it down.
contain.
But I'm saying they don't even think about it. Like they just like suppress, and then all of a sudden they explode because
it's containment. They
Yeah.
explode at
Yeah.
some point because it's just built up pressure.
I don't even know how to do that though. Like I couldn't even try to do that if I don't even
Me
know how
neither.
I don't even know how I would go about trying to contain it. Like I just have to deal with the problem or talk to someone about the problem because A, I just want to say it out loud, and B, I just want to get someone else's perspective and see if I'm crazy. You know?
No, I mean perspective is a great thing, right? We all need perspective. That it's phenomenal when you can actually gain perspective and like consider something that you never thought of before, right? But some people are just not willing to go to that extent, and also some people are. It goes back to the ego, like they don't want to reach out to somebody for help because they can at some point, so they're gonna drive themselves to their wits end until they realize that they cannot help themselves in their issue until they reach out to somebody else. But then at that point, it's too late. It's like I don't know. I'm kind of like harping on personal shit, but it's just like
Yeah.
it's just like you cannot avoid. You cannot avoid. You cannot evade. It's 5 stars GTA. You're gonna get locked up in your shit. So if you just take the time and give capacity to accept it early on, when you recognize it instead of like pushing it off, pushing all
Yeah.
the bullshit aside. Like it's not bullshit. It's shit you have to like sort through and come to terms with and navigate.
Yeah.
Everything's not gonna go your way or the way against you either. Like there's gonna be some point that you find a compromise.
Yeah.
But you have to level with it and accept it first before you start navigating that.
As much as I like tend to talk shit, I want to say to people like, if you have something that's aching at you and eating at you, like talk to somebody. Talk to your
Bro,
mom,
that's
talk
the
to your
only
sister,
way.
talk to your brother, talk to your friend, talk to anybody. Just talk to a stranger, talk to a bartender. Say that shit out loud. And the more you say that shit out loud, the more comfortable you're going to be with it. The longer you keep that inside and the more it eats at you, the worse the consequences are going to be when you let that shit out the cage. Let that shit out early.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. I mean, even if you don't feel comfortable with like confiding in somebody else, like confide in yourself. Again, tying back to writing it out. Even if you're gonna bash on yourself and talk all this shit, at least you're saying what your problem is. That's a start. That's a basis. That's a foundation. And then you go from there. Maybe not tomorrow, but in 14 days, you start being nicer to yourself.
It's true.
And start uncovering
Little by
the
little.
actual problem rather than just name calling yourself and telling yourself everything that you're doing wrong and like just bashing, just straight bashing.
Hey, it goes back to the spelling. That shit's powerful.
Yeah, no, I mean, yeah, everything we say, everything we write out is a spell. Like we cast a spell on ourselves in everything, in each and every action. So whatever you say, whatever you do, like be intentional. Because that's all what goes around comes around. Justin Timberlake, like, bro was speaking facts into that because energy is reciprocated. If I'm putting out negative energy, it's only a matter of time before somebody's like, no, fuck you,
Yeah.
right back at you. Or a matter of time until somebody says, well, how can I help you now? Because you've helped me, whether you recognize it or not. Like just energy is everything. And that's something that I've like greatly recognized as I started like putting myself in these social spaces. Putting myself in front of more people on like a physical level, like being face to face with people. Like it's just every move matters. So if there's ever a time you're being reserved or you're being like just not your authentic self, like it's gonna translate. to everybody in the room. And I mean, even further, like you don't understand. Like a lot of people don't understand that the butterfly effect
It's
is
real.
always in effect. It's everywhere in
Yeah.
everything we do, and even the most mundane things, like moving a straw from one point to another, like it all adds up. So if you're moving with poor intentions and you're just trying to cheat your way in, or you're trying to like shortcut, it's all gonna come back around and you're gonna get the shortcut result. But if you put the work in and you put the genuine interest in, that's always gonna be fruitful. That's always gonna grow new opportunities. So I just took that mindset and just I try to run with that every single day, because genuine, like moving genuine, is just the way to go, because you don't have to realign yourself when you lie to somebody and you have to remember that lie. If you're moving authentic, you never have to remember who you are. You just you're just
You
putting
are,
yourself
yeah,
out
yeah.
there every single day a little more, and you're building on that. But you can't build on a lie. A lie is like Jenga. It's a matter of time before you pull that wrong leg and everything crumbles. And I've been there. I've I've been I've been, how do you say, untruthful to people that I've cared about in my life before, and that just like all came back. It all came back and it made me feel terrible. And I just wanted to find ways to do right by these people, but it was just too late. It's just like, you gotta, life is not forgiving. You gotta do what you think is of you at that time. So I mean, I don't blame people that like act in their own self interest or act selfish. Like, hey, in that point in time, maybe you feel like that's the right thing to do for yourself. It's your life. But I mean, at this point in my life, like I just felt like moving genuinely, and just helps me operate a lot better. It's
Yeah.
like I can put myself out there that much further without having to second guess myself. I'm that much more certain, you know. And up until this point, again, tying back to like following others, like desires and their ideal of my life, like
Yeah.
now I'm chasing the things that I have faith in, you know. And if that's somebody's like EP, fuck it, bro. I'm gonna full send that shit, because I see what they're getting at, you know. But it's just like as of late that I finally started taking that outlook. Like I finally started like following through the things I believe in rather than what somebody else believes in, and trying to put my effort in something that I have no passion in. You follow your passion and you're gonna thrive. Like there's no two ways about it.
Unless your passion is heroin.
Heroin? No. Music, creativeness, creative in any regard, like enlighten me and I will have felt better than when I woke up.
Yeah.
Put me onto something that I've never known before, I've never experienced before, and I feel that much better. And I just want to share that experience endlessly with others and anything they resonate with, so even if I'm like even if I'm promoting somebody that I don't holistically like embody and say like, oh yeah, I would bump this album every single day of my life. Like I just have to see it to some regard that I see like, oh, this resonates with other people because they've been through this. The lyrics speak to them, the sounds speak to them, what have you, but just being considerate, of those people making those connections, because maybe that's not my realm. Maybe that genre is not what I would reside in, but it's a space where somebody would reside in.
Yeah.
And that's an opportunity for a third space to be developed. And that's something that we're heavily lacking here in the U.S. Third spaces are like few and far between. All we have out here is what? Coffee shops and bars. Like, get real. Like in Europe, they have so many more like spaces that are open to the public, just taking a break and sitting down, whether they buy something or not, you know,
True.
just so that they can have the opportunity to conversate with the person next to them, you know, and that's really what has me motivated in this music shit. You know, it's just like keeping people grounded to that
And building community.
personal connection, you know, because we're going super digital, especially within the past 5 years. Like COVID threw a cloak over our eyes for everything to go crazy advancement. Like
Do you think
within a
that,
short amount of time.
do you think that there's still the same amount of people affected today as there were a couple years ago with that? Because I feel like a lot of people have been breaking out of their shell more. Like, I feel like the world has been shifting a little bit. Like, there's more.
I would say like 2020. So we can agree that COVID happened like 2020 spring, right? I think by like spring of 2023, 2024, like the early 2024 spring is when people started like actually branching out,
Going back into reality.
and it was kind of like a great divide because there was a great deal of people that actually took the opportunity of the pandemic, of not having a job and being forgiven about it, you know, to take up their personal endeavors and like start a YouTube channel, start a podcast, start a, you know, artist page, what have you, you know, whatever they were getting into, TikTok, you know, they took that spare time and they like made it productive rather than just like consuming.
Rotting.
Yeah.
I really
consuming.
wish I started this shit then. But for me, it was weird. It was weird. It was weird because when it was weird because when COVID started for me, COVID never impacted my life in terms of like every day. Because I still went to the gym. I still went and played basketball. I still went into the ice and I went and played hockey. I still went and smoked weed with my friends. I was still selling weed to my friends. I was making a living. I was chilling. I was doing all my hobbies and living life like nothing was going on. I felt like I was more free then than ever before. Because I was like, everybody's locked inside. Y'all can't stop me. Like, it wasn't like the cops were going to arrest me for being on my bike. You know what I mean? So I was just on my bike as a kid, just like riding around the city with my boys. Who the fuck's going to stop us? There's nobody outside.
Yeah.
So for me, I was like, I felt like free as fuck from that. And I feel like that freedom has its pros and cons.
I mean, that freedom's only temporary to start, right?
Who knew at the time? That shit felt like it was never going to end.
Everybody knew. That's why we're getting checks.
It felt like it was never going to end, though. That shit went for like, what, 3 years?
I mean, it was all bliss, right?
But didn't it feel like it never was going to end? Like when
shit.
Like when they told you, I
kept on keeping on. You know?
Hey, when they told you your junior year, you weren't going to come back for 6 weeks.
I was already a freshman. I was a freshman in college by then.
Oh, okay. So you weren't in high school. For me, it was my junior year.
I was on my own.
Yeah.
You know, I had just had like a major life event happen, and that like really put me into perspective about it all. And then all this fucking COVID shit happened, and it just felt like my life shut down. Like from that point, you know, like I just had to always make a bill, you know, and it was just, you know, I had to put myself aside. Everything was pointing to putting myself aside to just making that payment, you know, and just keep on keeping on.
Yeah.
In your day to day, you know, like it was survival mode for me for sure, you know, and it was at that time too that I actually started like engaging with the music rather than just like admiring, appreciating, you know, from afar.
Absolutely.
And like actually letting this shit like resonate through me, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, COVID was like a blessing and a curse because I really took that shit for granted. Like I was playing video games all day. And
Same.
I was like fucking off every other time I could. Like I had a fucking 12-pack under my arm and a fucking bag of whatever, you know. Like, but like hindsight is so fucking nice, you know. Like you could be like, oh, I wish I had like taken my artistry serious then, you know. But like that also makes me grateful that I didn't take it serious, you know, because I was able to live
and have that fun, have those stories, you know.
My like free life, even if it wasn't everything I thought it would be, you know, like in a college, you know, like everybody's journey is different.
Hey, for me, I was a second semester junior in high school, and they were like, "Oh, we're gonna have a 6-week break for COVID." I was like, damn, for real? Like, I kind of didn't believe them. Like, I was like, 6 weeks? That don't sound right.
That's the rest of the year.
Yeah, I was like, that don't sound right. And then
that shit happened on spring break.
And then all of a sudden, I didn't come back for my whole junior year. And then this is when I realized, like, at first I was scared, like a little bit. Like, I was like, okay, what the fuck is going on? Yeah. Bro, then I got back for my freshman year of high school, or my senior year, my first semester of senior year. And they were like, we're going to do mixed schooling. So it's going to be like half on the like in the classroom and half on virtual. Yeah. And then I was like, wait, COVID's got to be.
Schooling sounds a little racist.
I was like, that's got to be. But I was like, well, that's got to be like the dumbest shit I've ever heard, because even if there's 30 people in a small school, yeah, you can't have all of them in the same building if COVID's as dangerous as they think it is. So I was like,
everybody being 6 feet, you gotta have like 6 people max.
So I was like, so that's what I was thinking. So I was like, bro, how the fuck are they gonna make it so every classroom has a kid in it? That teacher is gonna get fucking COVID. Like the teacher and you are that close together. So I was like, this is okay. Then I realized, like halfway through, I was like, oh, this shit ain't shit. So I just started going out every day. I would ride my bike to my friend's house. Like, I never I got COVID. No, I didn't take it serious at all. At first, I was like, okay, let me figure out what this is. And then I was like, I was reading the news, and the news was reporting on it like it was fucking the Holocaust. Like they were reporting on it like everybody was fucking dying and all this crazy shit. And then I look outside. I've never seen an ambulance. I've never seen anybody die. I've never seen anybody like falling dead on the floor.
No zombies outside.
Yeah. I was like, it's sunny outside. It's fucking 75 degrees and sunny in Chicago. Let me go play basketball. Like, and I would call my boys, and they'd be like,
some bullshit on the
news. Like, bro, I literally broke up with a girl because her fucking parents were so afraid of COVID, they wouldn't let her out the house. Oh, and I was like, bro, like, I'm not gonna like do this bullshit with you and like pretend. Like, I'm not gonna like pretend this shit is as terrifying as they think it is because your parents are stupid. Like, if you want to sneak out, you know where to find me. And I was like, at the end of the day, like, I'm pulling up on you. You live 4 miles from me. Like, I'm driving to your house and picking you up. If you want to come out, come out. If you don't, I get it, you know? Yeah. And I was like, I'm not going to waste my time emotionally. I got shit I'm trying to do. I was working a job. I was selling drugs. I was fucking having a fun time. You know, I was doing me. Yeah. But I was like, bro, I never fucking stopped. I would go to my homie's house and play Madden for 4 hours and then go play basketball for 4 hours and then come home sweaty, take a shower, play more video games, and go to sleep.
Yeah, adolescence is crazy, bro. Doing some fucked up shit.
Is it fucked up?
It is.
Why?
Yeah.
Why is it fucked up at 17 years old?
Why are we carrying our whole day without showering? You know?
Oh yeah, that's
like that's.
I mean, where was I supposed to shower? I'm at a basketball court for 4 hours. Like
exactly, bro. You're just living your life. That's part of the problem.
Bro, like, come on, bro. Even today, if I go to the gym to hit a lift, and then I finish lifting, and then someone's like, you want to play basketball? I'm not going to shower in between.
Well, that's one exercise to another.
That's what I'm saying. I was exercising all day. Why would I shower? I would come home at the end of the day and shower.
Fair. But now that I'm an adult, you know, I try to
stay clean. I mean, I'll shower when I'm done. Like, I'm not going to go, I'm not going to go hang out. I'm not going to go hang out in someone's mom's house, but like, I'm outdoors at a park in the beaming sunlight playing basketball all day. Like, what the fuck am I supposed to do?
I'm just saying, like, when we were younger, we had no regard for anything.
Yeah, we didn't think about it.
Yeah, it's just
that was younger than that. I was having a regard for it in high school. In middle school, maybe not, but
no, I mean up until high school,
fair enough. Just on go.
Let it fly. You know?
Yeah, I don't know. Even in high school, I was like,
but that only goes so far.
Absolutely. I mean, bro, I was a tiny ass kid.
Oh, me too. What
tiny as fuck. I was 5'2" and 105 pounds my junior year of high school.
Oh, that's crazy. You're actually like growth spurt.
Yeah. So
I never fucking grew out of my fucking high school.
I can get you some Mario mushrooms.
What's that mean, bro?
Like,
Go ahead and stop. You can stop. I'm actually gonna take a restroom break.
Absolutely, bro. So, do you have a hero when it comes to music?
Do I have a hero when it comes to music? That's a difficult question. Do I have a hero when it comes to music? I mean, I have a lot of inspiration. But to say a hero, I mean, if there was anybody to compare, I mean, Michael Jackson, but like
Damn, your hero's the GOAT.
that's everybody, right?
Sheesh.
So it's just like, do I have a hero at this point? You know, like that's unique and individualized. Not really. You know, Michael Jackson really set the pace for a lot of people for the next like 100 years. You know, that man was a legend. Really, really cut through. Really a pioneer, a trailblazer. You know, so it's like, how can I compare? You know, like I'll only find out when I get there.
That's fair.
You know, so it's like Michael Jackson's really my inspiration. Uh, and others from there. You know, like Key Glock, especially like from that light, that vein. You know, like Key Glock and Dolph. They both take inspiration from Michael Jackson. You know, so it all comes from somewhere. But like, you know, to say that like I embody somebody, not really, but definitely have inspiration throughout my life
So,
before I even took music seriously.
what's your biggest goal when it comes to music?
My biggest goal when it comes to music is just, you know, like impacting somebody I don't even know on a significant level. You know, like to actually like have a positive influence on somebody's life without even knowing it. You know, like I just want to move somebody to do something bigger than what they are today. You know, like even if in the slightest, like if I can move somebody to be something more than what they are today, like I've done my job.
Facts.
You know, and yeah, just assisting people and seeing more in themselves than what they already see is my goal. You know, because I don't see myself being like life changing or like definite to
Yeah.
like something that like I discover something and that's like end all be all.
Facts.
Like that's not my destiny. You know, my destiny is to help somebody understand themselves. You know, so like as long as I can help somebody understand themselves, I've done my job. You know, like even if I don't make millions, even if I don't make hundreds of thousands, like if I've helped somebody understand themselves at their point in their life to continue on, like I've done my job. Like even if my life ends sooner than I expect, like I've done my job. You know,
Facts.
you know, because art is everlasting. As soon as you put it out there, like it's indefinite. You know, so that's like one thing I appreciate about art. You know, once you put it out there and once you bring it to fruition, it's there for eternity. You know.
'Cause lately I've been chasing things I shouldn't. I've been doing everything that everyone said I couldn't. They don't believe in me. They don't see my